Hello, Flash Anime, bringing you Railgun S24, the final episode of this really long running series. And yeah, to jump right into this one, would be basically Misaka setting up her final, I guess, assault on Steady, who are gonna, they're basically trying to destroy whatever Academy, destroy Academy City, I think. I forget what their end game was, but they were basically trying to show off their science experiments to everyone. And while Misaka's about to fight Steady, we have the entire force of Judgment working together to just protect certain areas of the city. We have all these Judgment branches working together as one unit, and even Saturn and Yoharu get in the action. And it was kind of cool watching that setup in the beginning. And while it's with Misaka, she basically arrives at this big stadium, and I guess she finds out that's where the lab is that's Shinobu's at and Janie's been kind of captive at. So she arrives there and has Febly with her, and she kind of fights this massive wave of robot suits by herself with no problem. But she does get a little wore out because the science guy Haru kind of tells her that you have all this power, but there's one thing you can't do, and you just increase your keep your stamina going. It's eventually you get tired and wore out, and then we'll win. And to make matters worse, while she's fighting, also these four massive robots, these white robots arrive, and even these black robots arrive in the city, and it gives the other people a hard time. And then we had Misaka with these other white robots, and we find out that Steady made copies of Meltdown's power. So these four little white robots use Meltdown's laser beam attack, and they do shoot Misaka, but she deflects it, and she's just laughing about it because she's like, this is a fake imitation, and they can't compete against the real deal. And while she says that, beams fly through the robots and destroy them, and we see Meltdown with all her team of items sitting there, and they're blowing up robots and not realizing they're actually helping Misaka. But I think Misaka kind of, pulls some strings to get them to attack whatever they wanted to do. And while that's going on, while the other robots are attacking everyone, you have this giant robot that Mitsuko basically, brought from her father. It's this massive robot that she brought. And Saturn and Yoharu get into that, and they both kind of destroy these machines like they're nothing. Because last episode, Saturn was actually studying the, manual for the robot, so she was studying how to pilot. It was kind of cool. And Misaka eventually does break into the lab, and Haruyuki tries to kill himself he basically tries to shoot himself, and she stops him, and basically she does some kind of speech she doesn't want anyone to get hurt, even the enemies she'll save. She doesn't want to see anyone get hurt for this. But before he tries to kill himself, he does set off an alarm to basically shoot a missile that would blow up Academy City, and it's basically headed straight for the center of the city. Which is a coward's way of oh, we're all gonna die, so I'm taking you out with me. Kind of dumb, but he's a villain, so yeah. Through all that, they save Janie. They wake her up with the help of Febly and Shinobu and Saturn. They all kind of work together to wake her up. And Misaka arrives with Kuriko, and both of them get inside the robot that Saturn was piloting, and they kind of go through the stratosphere of Earth. It's kind of weird. And they're not really breathing, which was a problem for most people because it's wouldn't be wearing a spacesuit or something. But anyway, Misaka uses her powers to, use the robot, whatever's left of it, as a projectile. So she punches it and it blows the missile up, and it basically saves Academy City from being wiped off the map. And that was kind of nice, seeing the action of that moment there. And near the end, we had Shinobu kind of getting ready to leave Academy City because she can't really stay there because of all the experiments that's been going on. And Misaka's kind of talking to her, explaining to her what happened here and there, and we even had Misaki, the little girl that can alter people's memories and minds and stuff. She actually helps cover up the stuff with Shinobu and Study and the experiments and the robots and everything. So Misaka kind of had to, swallow her pride and actually talk to the queen of her school to get her to help her with this little trouble thing she went through. So we have Febly and Janie together with Shinobu. All three of them kind of lead. And near the end, more stuff. We had shots of like Accelerator with Last Order at the hospital, which tells me we're in Index Season 2 territory. And we even had a shot of Toma at the very, very end, kind of looking at the sky as you know, I guess Shinobu's plane takes off, whatever. And yeah, this whole episode basically for me, in a nutshell, was like 24 minutes of just awesome stuff going on. Non-stop action, non-stop, just awesome stuff going on. I really liked it. And the sad part is we have to wait for another season of Index before we get another Railgun. But I'm fine with that because I don't really have a problem with Index or anything like that. So yeah, overall the series was fun. We had some recap which people didn't like, and of course this last arc was kind of a filler which isn't canon, so a lot of people have issues with that regarding the storyline and plot with Railgun. But overall I give this series a 9 out of 10. You know, like I said, it had some flashback moments, but kind of killed it for me. I wanted a little bit more, but we're seeing what happens in Season 3. And hopefully this week I get Index movie review out. I know it's late and delayed, but I'm trying to get some other friends to help me on that. So, but anyway, that's been Railgun S. Thanks for following and commenting on this series as I was reviewing it. So maybe I'll see you for Index season if we get one. See ya.